Good morning, everyone. I'm going to do a really quick video this morning about a vision that I saw 2 nights ago. I had a vision of Jesus, and I just thought that a lot of people would really like to hear about this. It was a very quick vision, but I'm going to share, before I share that vision, I'm going to just read some verses from Revelation about Jesus, and then we're going to go into that vision. And this is from Revelations 1. And this is John the Revelator speaking. I was in the Spirit on the Lord's day, and I heard behind me a loud voice like a trumpet saying, "Write what you see in a book and send it to the 7 churches, to Ephesus, to Smyrna, to Pergamon, to Thyatira, to Sardis, and to Philadelphia, and to Laodicea." Then I turned to see the voice that was speaking to me, and on turning, I saw 7 golden lampstands. And in the middle of the lampstands, one like the Son of Man, clothed with a long robe and with a golden sash around his chest. The hairs of his head were white like wool, like snow. His eyes were like flame of fire. His feet were like burnished bronze refined in a furnace. And his voice was like the roar of many waters. In his right hand he held 7 stars. From his mouth came a sharp 2-edged sword, and his face was like the sun shining in full strength. And when I saw him, I fell at his feet as though dead. But he laid his right hand on me, saying, "Fear not, for I am the first and the last and the living one. I died, and behold, I am alive forevermore, and I have the keys of death and Hades. Write therefore the things that you have seen, those that are and those that are to take place after this. For the mystery of the 7 stars that you saw in my right hand and the 7 golden lampstands, the 7 stars are the angels of the 7 churches, and the 7 lampstands are the 7 churches." And so I wanted to read that because my experience a couple nights ago, so let me just go right into that. So that night I was laying down, and I wasn't really feeling that great, and so I couldn't go to sleep though, and so I was listening to a minister. A lot of times if I can't sleep, I'll just put a preacher on, and honestly it just puts me to sleep not very long, or I'll listen to some someone reading the Bible or something like that. And so anyway, I was listening to a man, his name is Mike Thompson, and it was just from a service that he had done Sunday. And so I literally fell asleep, and right when I fell asleep, well, I don't know how long it had been. It could have been 5 or 10 minutes. I don't know. Or it could have just been immediately, because I don't know. The only thing I know is that I went into this vision. I'm going to share the vision because I wrote it down, and then I'll probably just like maybe even expand on it afterwards. But I wrote it down just so I wouldn't forget any of the details. Okay, so last night I couldn't sleep. This was June 9th, 2021. Last night I couldn't sleep. And as I do often when that happens, I put a preacher to listen to. I fell asleep, and then I went into a vision. I saw a man, a king, walking towards me. When I first saw this man, it was like I only saw the side of him. I was to the right side of him, and I saw him coming like from the back side. And I did not know it was Jesus when I first saw him. I just saw it was a king. I mean, he had a white robe on. Anyway, so I saw a man, a king, walking towards me, and then I realized it was Jesus. He was dressed in complete white garments and a white robe. He had a gold crown on his head. I have had 2 or 3 that I can remember distinctly, just at this moment, encounters with Jesus, and I had never seen him like this before. That is the very reason that I did not recognize him. When I was a little girl, I was taken to heaven, and I saw Jesus, and one time I had a vision of being with Jesus and in a car, and then another time I saw a vision of Jesus, and it was when my husband and I were trying to make a decision about buying a house, and all those 3 times when he appeared to me, he did not have a crown on, and he was just in a different, he just looked, I just didn't expect him to look like this when I saw him in heaven. And so anyway, let me go on. He was dressed in complete white garments and a white robe. He had a gold crown upon his head. He was very focused and was walking quickly towards something, and he was carrying what looked like scrolls or rolled up documents in his hand. More than one. I think I remember seeing two. That's what I remember. It seemed like there was two of them. As I watched him, he glanced in my direction, and when he looked at me, his eyes pierced into my soul. It felt like lightning shot through my heart. Y'all, I kid you not. I saw his face, but it was so, like, the minute that his eyes glanced in my direction, it was like he was peering into my soul. And I felt like what it was like, it felt like a shot of lightning from his eyes. And it went into my heart, into my soul. I can't explain it. I can't even explain it. But it felt like lightning piercing into my very soul, my very heart. I just kind of want to describe him a little bit. His eyes, he had like a bronzy olive type complexion. And his hair was kind of almost like a wavy, bushy kind of brown hair. His eyes were so penetrating, like he could see everything in my soul. Like there is nothing, I will say this, there is nothing hidden from the Lord. He knows everything about everyone. He knows everything going on the earth. He knows everything that concerns us. He is fully aware of everything. His eyes were brownish flecked gold. He was so muscular and manly, y'all. A lot of pictures you see of Jesus, he's, kind of looks like almost kind of scrawny, to be honest with you, and thin, thin. He was nothing like that. He was so masculine and muscular, like a man that works hard. I can't tell you how I could see it, because he had a white robe on and a white garment on, but I could see his muscles, and his face was full. It wasn't real thin and pale, but it was bronze, and it was tan looking. And I will say this too, I could not tell what what he was. I wouldn't have seen him, and I wouldn't have said, well, he's a Jew, or you cannot tell. Like, you do not know. He just looks bronzy. He is God, y'all. He is Jesus. And, you won't know. It's like, it doesn't matter anyway, but I'm just saying, I wouldn't have said, oh, there's a Jewish man. I would have had no idea. Anyway, let me go on. Anyway, this is the one thing I know. Like I've told y'all, I have had several visions of the Lord, and he's never let me see this side of him. But what I do know is when you encounter the Lord, he allows you to see what he wants you to see. The other times he gave me a message. All those other three experiences that I've had with him, he just, he appeared and he gave me a message, and that was the most focused. Yes, I saw it. I saw him in a white garment before, but when the Lord has an encounter with you, he allows you to see what he wants you to see, and that's it. And so in this encounter, I do remember this, that it was only a second or two, but I knew that I was in heaven, and I don't know that if he brought heaven to me, because I've heard Kevin Zadai, anybody that's heard of the minister Kevin Zadai, he died and he went to heaven, and he shared that, in his encounter, when the Lord would want him to see something, the Lord would bring that place to him. The Lord can go and do whatever he wants to do, but Jesus can bring anything to himself. And so that encounter was so quickly, that I knew that I was looking in heaven, because I saw that he was in heaven, and he is about the affairs of mankind. Jesus is up in heaven, and it is not a slow-paced place like, you would think, with harps on, angels with harps on clouds singing. No, heaven is a happening place. It is probably busier than it is on earth, and he had something to do, and he was not going to be deterred. He was carrying these scrolls or these rolled up documents somewhere, and I knew that even him looking at me was like he made a decision to look at me. Like it was, he did it on purpose. He doesn't do anything that's not purposeful. But when he looked at me, it was on purpose, and he caught my eyes, y'all, and it was like lightning. And it was when his eyes looked at me, it was like he was looking into my very soul, and I felt like I was looking into eternity, and I knew that he knew everything about me, everything that concerned me, and but it was like I couldn't see anything because those eyes are like it's like they're a magnet. And when he looks at you, you can't look away. You can't see anything but the depths, like you're just looking into like eternity. That's all I can't even explain it in words, but you can't, it's like when you look at somebody, you can look away. You cannot look away when he looks at you. You cannot move. You are like just paralyzed, and it is like it holds you there. But anyway, let me see. Oh, okay, the busy place. Okay. It was like the Lord allowed me one glimpse into the heavenly realm and to see that we're not just busy here on earth. Heaven is busy with the affairs of man. It is so surreal, so hard for me to explain in mere words. When the Lord looked at me, his eyes pierced me to my very soul. He knows every single thing, every thought, every hope, every dream, every desire. There is nothing, and I mean nothing, that is hidden from him. Y'all, he is in total control. We don't have to fear without missing one heartbeat in his pace towards wherever he was headed. He knew just looking at me in eternity was what I saw in that 1 second. I kid you not, 1 second, and I saw eternity. I don't think my heart could have handled or even survived if he would have kept my glance much longer, because when I came out of that vision, I immediately came out of that vision and I was trembling and my heart was feeling pierced, and I could not quit shaking for a few minutes. Anyway, my heart was racing for a while. But anyway, I wanted to share that with y'all because it was so powerful, y'all. We can have hope. The Lord, he is watching over us. When I saw, I shared this on my Heart Tops group in Facebook. If you're not, it's for ladies, but if you want to group, be a part of that, just let me know. But I shared it in there, but I couldn't even describe the powerfulness of this vision. With just mere words, you cannot. But anyway, the Lord is so concerned for us, and he has all things in control. God is so all-powerful. I feel like sometimes it's hard for me just to even know my own stuff going on, my own thoughts, But when I saw him, I know there is nothing that he doesn't know. And I know we've heard that. We know that. But y'all, it is so true. I am so thankful that the Lord allowed me that one glimpse. I was sick all week. I had such a hard week. I had gone through something that just hurt me so bad. But, and I wouldn't let offense get in my heart. Thank the Lord Jesus, because he is so good. And it was almost like he just blessed me. It was such a blessing to see that it was like I knew that when the Lord looked at me, it was like he was like, I know you, I see you, I see you. How wonderful is it to know that God sees us? He sees every pain, everything we walk through, y'all. God is concerned for everything in our life. Anyway, I love you all so much. Thank you so much for watching my video, and God bless you.